Over to Rob. Rob had space, but that would be a travel call. And you see that, so you saw Rob thinking about the shot. We know she's a three-point shooter, but you've got Maya Bracco running out to defend the shot, and she is such such a tough presence to come up against.
She really is, you know, and I think Hannah Modd made the right decision there. She took the advantage, the height advantage, and attacked the basket.
East has some space against Fitzpatrick. Mastalone hits from behind the arc. And Jenna Mastalone, her first points in a Manchester jersey. And for anybody that has not seen her play before, that is what she does. She is a scoring machine. And speaking of scoring machines, Tierra Hodges answers at the other end for Caledonia and puts the lead back up 1 for the Gladiators. Swindles going to take it. Karashaita into the game for Manchester is fouled on the shot, so Eva Karashaita will go to the line for 2. And that'll be the first foul on Domanger. As Robin Lewis checks into the game along with Ella Doherty for the Gladiators. So Hannah, Eva Karashaita, one of the returning players for Manchester, and she's been with this is her 3rd season with Manchester, was with the Giants a couple of years ago. She's been with the Oaklands Wolves in the WBBL, and she's a player that I know we talked a lot about the development that you've seen from her out on the court last season.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, she's got that experience now under her belt, and I think she can really offer something to this team. She's one of those players as well that's very consistent, and she knows her role in the team as well.
Had a season high 13 points last season against Cardiff as she goes 1 of 2 from the line. Ball will go the way the Gladiators were all tied here at 6-all in the first quarter.
Manchester defense.
Foul is on the floor. That will go against Mastalone. So Gladiators will take it again from the end line. Oh, apologies, that's a Manchester ball, so that foul was against Warren. That's the 3rd team foul on the Gladiators, so it's Manchester ball from the end line. Swindles looks to get it in. Over to Bracker. Hands off to Mastalone. Pressured by Warren. Mastalone steps back, threes up. Off the rim, but Swindles has it. Bracker's there and puts it in the basket. And watch for that connection. Maya Bracker underneath the basket is such a presence inside. As Warren puts it in for the Gladiators. Mastalone gets the ball back, bounces out, and Lewis leads the charge for Caledonia. Doherty thought about the shot. Warren's there. Ball's tipped, but Rob comes up with it. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Hodges over to Lewis. Good ball movement here from the Gladiators, and Warren can't get it to go. As the East grabs his 2nd rebound of the game and is fouled, and that is going to be on Rob. So that will be Rob's 2nd foul.
2nd personal foul, 4th team foul.
You know, Hannah plays really tough man-to-man defence, and I think sometimes picking up those little quick fouls, it comes into territory. But, you know, it really doesn't take away from the hustle that she plays on that man-to-man full-court defence.
And when you are a player, like leading the team in steals, 2.3 steals per game, it's sort of inevitable sometimes, isn't it?
It's absolutely inevitable, and that's why, you know, I think Chantal Handry's a fantastic coach, because she's great at managing that.
Manchester ball, tie game here in the first quarter, approaching the halfway mark. East pulls up from deep. Not that time, Lottia is there for the rebound. And Manchester go up 2. Lewis over to Hodges. Rob, Warren in the corner, catch and shoot, gets it to go. And Manchester fans going to be very familiar with that from Annie Warren.
Yeah, absolutely.
1 point Caledonia lead, fairly. To Swindles. Swindles. Going to take it high off the glass. That is a tough shot from Swindles. Manchester back at one. We've just got a back and forth game on our hands.
We absolutely have.
Hodges, hands off to Rob. Round to Doherty, shots up and too strong. And foul called there as Hossinger gets back up off the floor. So that's going to be the 4th on Caledonia. And Hannah, with 4.5 or so minutes left to go in the game, it's like Annie Warren on 2 fouls for Caledonia, along with Hannah Robb. They're now on apologies, that was the 15th foul. So is that a little bit of a worry for Coach Handy with the last few minutes of this quarter?
It is, but at the end of the day, Cal, it's the first quarter of the first game of the season. You know, you're going to get excited, you're going to be on the court, you're going to be, you know, very nervous and a bit, you know, jittery. So I think it happens. So I think, you know, it's just again about managing it with the players. And once the teams settle into it, I think it'll be something that Chantal won't have to worry about.
And it's a case of like learning on court as well, isn't it? And playing through things. As Hostina goes 2 of 2 from the line, Manchester have a 3-point lead. Lewis and the Gladiators looking to answer here. Jade Mabam onto the court for the first time for Manchester as Lewis kicks it out to the corner. Fitzpatrick, shot spins out. Mastalone looking for some space, gonna take it all the way. Mastalone up to 5 points personal, leading Manchester in scoring. A 5-point Manchester lead. Lewis. Doherty thought about it. Pulls up from the baseline, doesn't drop. Hottinger racing down the court, takes it, will go back to the foul line. And Franny Hottinger has certainly made a statement here coming out on court for Manchester.
She absolutely has. I mean, they're really looking for those fast break looks. And I think that's really, you know, a great way for Manchester basketball to kind of progress through this season. They worked on it quite a bit last year, and I think, you know, she's done a fantastic job with that so far.
Hottinger played in Germany last season where she averaged 16.1 points per game, 8.6 rebounds. Had a 31.9 rebound game against Hanover, so she is certainly a player that can go off when she needs to. 2 of 2 from the line. Hottinger's up to 6 points personal. Manchester leads up to 7. Lewis against the back. Hodges finds space underneath the basket and an easy 2 for Tierra Hodges.
She will find that space. You know, she'll find those open little avenues under the basket, and it's all about a team that's giving her that ball.
Fairley gets it over the halfway line. Out to Mabam. That's short. Mabam gets her own rebound. Mastalone. That's good! And Jenna Mastalone on fire here in the first quarter for Manchester. 8 points here in the first quarter. And Mastalone, I said it just before we tipped off, but she is a scorer.
She is.
Substitution for Manchester West coming back into the game, number 55, Tiara East, taking a seat, number 22, Jenna Mastalone.
So a 21-13 lead for Manchester over Caledonia. Sideline ball for Caledonia. Alex McIntosh checking into the game for the first time for the Gladiators on that last substitution. Domanger against Fairley, and Fairley will be called for the foul. First on Nicolette Fairley for Manchester, 3rd team foul for Manchester. Caledonia take it from the sideline. Hodges to Domanger. Travel call, Manchester will get it back.
You know, because these little kind of, you know, little turnovers like that, again, it's all about just settling into the game, and you know, those things will tidy up themselves.
Because for a lot of teams as well, this opening weekend and next week will be the first time they've perhaps had a chance to play. You know, there might have been a pre-season game or 2, but there's nothing quite like the live environment of a game there. As Bracker working against Hodges, Bracker too strong, chases down the ball, and foul underneath the basket. Oh no, that's an out of bounds. It was an out of bounds. It was everyone throwing their hands in the air. I was like, oh.
Myself included, sorry.
So an 8-point Manchester lead. Domanger thought about the shot, oh, bounces off. Hodges Hodges comes up with it. And it's picked up by Nottingham. With a frantic possession here as Manchester will need to get it over the halfway line. They do. Nottingham runs into Fitzpatrick. Can't get it to drop. Great defence there from Laura Fitzpatrick, and East gets the bounce. Great awareness there from the back, running the baseline, finds a teammate for a good look.
Manchester are playing some great team offences right now. They're really moving the ball well, and I think this is quite promising to see it so early on.
McIntosh out to Lewis, doesn't fall. An offensive rebound for the Gladiators as they look to try and chip into this lead. Someone shares three, bounces off the back line, and Bracker secures it for Manchester. Hottinger. 90 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Hottinger drives to the basket. A strong drive there from Franny Hottinger. And she's going to find herself back at the foul line. She's done a really good job so far of getting herself to the free throw line.
Yeah, she has. If you watch her form, she's got that form where it draws the contact and it draws the foul.
And she's able to just hold herself and hold her position, isn't she?
Yeah.
Not get kind of knocked off balance.
Yeah, and that's a really good sign of basketball IQ. They're the worst players to defend.
Hottinger hits the first. Graduated Marquette University in 2024 and goes 2 of 2 from the line, up to 8 points personal. Along with 3 rebounds. Warren back into the game, back making baskets. Milestone. It's to set the team up. Massillon on the baseline. Oh, a tough move! How did she get that to go?
I mean, coach to coach. If she can do that under the defense of Annie Warren, that's just fantastic. Tough basketball.
And Massillon maybe slightly undersized on against some of the players she plays against at 5'10".
Yeah.
Domoncher, shot spins out. Bracker pulls down rebound number 3 for Manchester. She needs some help here. So it will be Gladiators ball.
I think that's a smart move there by Bracker, because I think, you know, sometimes guards can't abandon you. You can't run away from the ball. So that was her way of punishing her teammates to say, guys, come on.
Rather than allowing a quick score or something to take place.
Exactly.
Ball's knocked out of bounds. Last touch, Manchester. Bracker, an incredibly experienced player, having played for the Estonian national team, most recently in the Eurobasket qualifiers earlier this year, where she led the team in rebounds per game. She's going to be a really valuable addition to this Manchester squad as Warren in the corner splashes it in. And that's a much-needed shot for Caledonia.
Yeah, absolutely. They need some momentum here now going into the second quarter.
East finds Bracker. Against Hodges, Bracker spins and it'll be one step too many. So 18 seconds on the clock here as we wind down towards the end of the first quarter. So Caledonia can hold for the last shot.
I am loving this matchup though, Bracker and Hodges. It's so fun to watch. It's fantastic.
Domoncher with 10 seconds against Massillon. Domoncher stepping inside, can it, and the foul. Domoncher will go to the line for a chance for a bonus point and to end the quarter. Well, we're not quite at the end of the quarter yet, but that is pretty much exactly what Caledonia will have wanted to see, a chance to get this down to a 6-point game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Domoncher gets it to go, and it is a 6-point game. 6.8 seconds. It's stolen by Hodges on the inbound, who puts it in off the glass. And that will do it for the end of the first quarter. A 27-23 lead for Manchester over Caledonia. Just a 4-point lead for Manchester, who were up 12 earlier on. Caledonia done an absolutely fantastic job there, Hannah, to cut back into that last couple of minutes.
Yeah, they did a nice bit of tidying up then at the end. And I think for them it was just about that defence. They were able to really put pressure on that full court defence. And I think it was very obvious before with Bracco when she lost the ball at that end that, you know, there was an opportunity there for Caledonia to get that quick, easy score. And I think they exploited that perfectly.
And for Manchester, quick start there, quite a hot start. What do you think Coach Ollie Carr's saying to them in this quarter break?
I mean, I think for him now, it's just about keeping up this defence. You know, both teams have been playing really tough pressure full court defence. They've not given each other any breathing room whatsoever. And I think for Manchester, they just really need to keep that up. I think they could probably possibly push it further up into the high court and pressure Caledonia a bit early on. But yeah, no, I think it's working well for them at the minute. Their ball has been fantastic as well.
And Manchester winning the battle of the board so far. 12 rebounds to Caledonia's 7, and Manchester with 9 second chance points from 5 offensive rebounds. Now those are the kind of plays that are going to be really crucial, aren't they?
They really are, you know, especially in kind of trophy games as well. You know, where I think trophy games have a bit more of a difference between, you know, regular season games, and I think every point counts in these kind of things. And once you acknowledge that and the second chance points start building up, that's when you start seeing long-term success.
And we should mention, so for anybody maybe not aware of the format of the trophy, so this season the trophy games are played over the first 5 weeks of the season. Teams in the league are split into 2 groups, North and South. In the north we have Manchester, Caledonia, Sheffield, Newcastle and Nottingham, and in the south, London, Leicester, Cardiff and Oakland. So teams will play each other in the groups, and then the semi-finals will take place in December. It will be the top 2 teams in each group that make it through to the semi-finals. North 1 will play South 2, South 1 will play North 2. And their eyes are on the Utilita Arena in Birmingham on February the 1st for the Betty Codona Trophy in 2026. Caledonia, the current holders, looking to defend their title. So back out for the second quarter. It's a 27-23 lead for Manchester over Caledonia. Caledonia have the ball and can put this into a single possession game. Warren pulls up, gets it to drop, and it is just a 2-point game. Manchester were up 12 earlier on in the first quarter as East looks to get it into Bracco. A foul on the floor will go against Fitzpatrick, and that will be the first team foul on the Gladiators.
Number 10, Warren Fitzpatrick, first personal, first team foul on the quarter against the Gladiators. That was called on the floor, so we have Manchester possession from the baseline.
Manchester ball fairly into Mastalone. Mastalone from deep, spins out, but Hottinger fighting for the rebound, puts it back in. And Franny Hottinger has just been working so hard underneath the basket. As Warren looks to get it inside, but kick ball, so going to stay with the Gladiators.
The Gladiators coming into the game, number 26, Alex
Into the game for the Gladiators is Alex McIntosh. And Alex McIntosh, alongside Emma Kerr and Kerry McGee, the 3 young players, Hannah, that are part of the Caledonia Blues, the under-23 development squad. And Coach Handy and Caledonia have talked a lot about wanting to give younger players the opportunity out on court, and how important is it to have programs like that?
It really is, you know, I think for them it's about playing, you know, they've got an ambitious basketball project, so I think it's about for them, you know, showing that they can compete at the top by mixing that new fresh energy of the younger players, and then also increasing, you know, the experience with that veteran leadership as well.
As balls bounce around underneath the basket. Manchester basketball.
Strong defensive play from the home team. Tiara East will inbound from the
East
baseline.
finds Fairley. Fairley swings it round to Hottinger. Hottinger. And good hand. Oh! We say Warren knocks the ball out of bounds, but we had an offensive foul called first.
Number 20, Fanny Hottinger, first personal.
So that will be against Hottinger, her first.
Team foul in the quarter against Manchester Basketball. Gladiators with possession from the baseline. Manchester on defense.
So Caledonia ball. Domonger against East. Great screen there from Fitzpatrick. Gets Domonger free.
Fitzpatrick.
Domonger thought about the shot. Steps back, puts it up, and in! And Domonger, I mean, she's such a threat from behind the line.
Yeah, she really is. You can't give her any room at all.
Foul is called.
Third team foul. Sorry, third personal foul, second team foul.
This is something that I think is exciting as well, to see this match-up here between Annie Warren and Nicolette. You know, we didn't get to see it last season because they were both playing with each other. But funnily enough, now that we get to actually watch them compete against each other, which I think is also very entertaining.
It definitely is. And sometimes does it help as well, you know, so Maura and Annie will be familiar with Nicolette and Emma out there on court. Does that kind of give you a little bit of an advantage both ways?
I mean, it does, but you know, summer's happened, hasn't it? So there's a bit of time, you don't know how each other's developed and kind of new tricks and tips that everybody's picked up. So you do kind of just go in with a fresh mindset. You know, don't get me wrong, you know what gets each other going.
So a foul goes against Caledonia, and welcome in to everybody watching on YouTube. I believe we are live on YouTube. Apologies to everyone, we have had some issues in the venue with the internet, but hopefully that is all sorted now. We will get the full game re-uploaded, so if you've not been able to see the first quarter, we'll get that back up for you on the Super League channel. But you're joining us in the second quarter. It's a 29-27 lead for Manchester Basketball over Caledonia with 8 minutes, 8 seconds to go in the second quarter. Hottinger misses her first free throw of the game, and she's had a few. And gets the second one to go. Wasn't going to miss two in a row. She's up to 11 points personal, leading Manchester in scoring. It's a 3-point Manchester lead. And the foul under the basket. This has been quite a physical first half so far.
It really has. But you know, I think that's just, that foul there was testament to Sierra Hodges. She's so good at her placement under the basket, and she's really able to draw that contact with her positioning as well. Yeah, it's great to watch. Really smart basketball. So ball on the baseline as Robin Lewis looks to get it in. And Robin Lewis in her 11th season in the top flight league. Spent several years of her career with the Caledonia Gladiators as Rob driving inside. East will be called for the foul. And that will be East's first, Manchester's third this quarter.
Foul call on number 55, Tiara East, first personal, third team foul.
So Caledonia go again from the baseline. Lewis needs to get it in, and that will be a 5-second violation, and that's the second 5-second ball that we've had this game.
That was a nice play that they drew up there, but I think it just took a little bit of time just to pull it off. And again, you know, it happens. It's the first game of the season. We're going to keep saying that today, I think.
Yeah.
But you know, those things. It's one thing doing it in practice, but then actually implementing it on court is a whole different ball game.
Because when you're doing it in practice as well, you're doing it against players like Swindles with a deep three. You're doing it against players that kind of know what's coming,
exactly.
Don't they? As Rob calling for the screen. Brown Hodges. Rob out to Lewis. Lewis going inside. It's up. Doesn't drop, but Robin Lewis goes to the foul line. And Lewis she's such a, I like to call her a crafty player. She's so sneaky the way she gets to the basket.
Yeah.
East is called for a second foul, so she's going to head to the bench. And we'll see Maslow check back in. So Manchester on 14 fouls and Caledonia on 3. We've got 7:29 to play, so it's maybe not a great position for Manchester to be in on those 4 fouls.
Yeah, it can be a bit tough, you know, especially when certain players aren't available to step on court. So I think it is all about team management here from Coach Park. So it'll be interesting to see how he plays it out.
As Lewis brings it back to a 1-point game. 30-29, Manchester lead, fairly. That's Domanger on it, fairly to get it over the halfway line. Maslow scoops it up and in. Maslow now up to 12 points.
She's got that fantastic reach on that layup.
She's got a really use it to length well.
Yeah.
As Rob runs into traffic and an offensive foul is called. Swindles takes the charge. And that's going to be the third foul on Hannah Robb for the Gladiators.
4th team foul.
So Kara Scheisser will take it from the baseline. It's under 7 minutes to play here in the first half. Swindles, hands off to Kara Scheisser. Kara Scheisser. Maslow. 4 seconds, time running down. 3 seconds, Maslow powering her way to the basket. And shot clock violation as the ball goes out of bounds. What a stance there from Caledonia.
Yeah, it was. That was really disciplined defense there from Hannah Robb. Because I think that's what Maslo's game was. He was 4 seconds, draw the basket, draw the foul.
Domanger. Over to Rob. Back to Domanger. Pulls up for 3. Too strong, Bracken with the rebound. Fairly. Against her old teammate Fitzpatrick as the ball's tipped. Hodges from the mid-range, too strong. Maslow takes it for Manchester. Over to Swindle. Swindle sidesteps. Too much on it. And Hodges finds Domanger, who's just going to slow it down for the Gladiators.
Goes up against
Fitzpatrick and Swindles hustling on the floor. Clear Swindles just gets a handle up to not the ball loose. As we see
substitutions for Manchester basketball coming back into the game.
Hossinger and East back into the game for Manchester alongside Mabap.
Take your seat, Maya Broker. Harriet Swindles and Jenna Maslow. Be a Manchester possession from the sideline.
So Manchester ball from the sideline. 32-29 Manchester lead. 5:44 to play in this Betty Codona Trophy group game. It's the opening game of the Women's Super League season. As Kara Scheisser for Manchester goes against Hodges. Hossinger. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Mabam has space in the corner. Back into Hossinger. Time's going to run down. And Rob came away with the steal.
Number 3, Nicolette Fairley.
Ball goes against Nicolette Fairley, that's her second. Manchester now on 5-2 fouls, so for the next 5-18, Hannah, every time Manchester foul, that's going to put the Gladiators at the line.
Yeah, I think for them now it's just about kind of being a bit more disciplined with themselves.
So Hannah Robb, playing in her 3rd season with the Caledonia Gladiators, nets the first free throw. She averaged 9.8 points per game and 4 rebounds, along with 3.9 assists last season. Was out with the GB senior team at the Eurobasket this summer. So brings it back to a 1-point game. Hossinger needs some help. This defense from the Gladiators is stifling.
It really is.
Mabam, over to Fairley. 4 seconds. 3 seconds. Shots up. Too strong. Chase down. A jump ball will be called. But Anna, this is... I've lost count of how many times, but the Gladiators are forcing Manchester to run the clock down, and they're having to take shots towards the end that they may not want to be.
Absolutely, and and they're boxing out as well, Cass. They're doing some fantastic boxing out.
We love a box out.
We do.
Boxing out is the most crucial thing that's not on the stat sheet.
It really is.
The 1 point game. Gladiators looking to take the lead here as Hodges finds Lewis. Mabam over to East. Into Hottinger. Hottinger is doubled and can't get it to go underneath the hoop as Rob racing down the court, going to take it all the way and draws the foul. So Hannah Robb goes back to the foul line, and that is absolutely something that Caledonia will take advantage of.
They will. You know, they're very clever when it comes to, you know, taking advantage of a situation like this, and they'll drive to basket now. They'll look for that those paint touches just to make sure that they're exploiting every chance they can get to draw a foul.
So Manchester up 1, and Hannah, you mentioned it before, but Ollie Parr, new head coach for Manchester, coming into this season, what do we expect from him?
Well, you know, it's a new era for Manchester under Ollie Parr, and I think he really brings a fresh voice on the sidelines. He's got these new ideas and new energy, and I think for him right now this season it's all about building his identity and setting the tone for how this team is going to go forward through the season. And you know, it's always a learning curve as a new head coach, but I think, you know, from what we've seen for the first 15 minutes of this game, I think it's really clear that the players seem to be buying into his system, and I think it's going to be exciting to see where this team progresses.
It seems like he's using quick substitutions as well, doesn't he?
Absolutely, and I think that's something that you can do in games like this, where, you know, it's all about everyone's got. It's the beginning of the season, fitness levels aren't quite where we might need them to be, so it's just all about making sure people stay fresh, preventing any injuries as well, because again, we've got a whole long, however many months to play. So it's just kind of, you know, very clear that he's got that experience in team management as well, and making sure those rotations are flowing, and yeah, I'm excited. I think it looks promising.
Absolutely, and then on the other side we have coach Chantel Handy, an absolute GB legend, Olympian, back with the Caledonia Gladiators, so she's been embedding herself for several years.
Absolutely, you know, she's got this wealth of experience both as a player and now as a coach, and, you know, she knows how to win trophies. You know, they're the reigning champions for the trophy, the Better Codona trophy, and I think her leadership style really brings that player's perspective with that tactical know-how as well, and it really resonates with the squad as well.
I mean, you know, what a great player to learn from.
Absolutely.
As Rob ties the game at 32 with that free throw, and Caledonia get the ball back on the end line. So after Manchester were up 12 earlier on in this game, Caledonia fought their way back into this and tied the game as Domonjet pulls up for the lead, doesn't drop, but Rob is there for the rebound. Domonjet to Hodges. Hodges going against Bracker, blocked by Bracker. Not in Myers' house. Big block Bracker, that's what we call it. Lewis into Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick can't get it to go. Mastalone. Hodges comes away with the ball. That was a tough catch for Mastalone.
It was, but it was a good, you know, good look from Manchester, really pushing that ball.
Lewis to Hodges. Good ball movement here from the Gladiators. As Hodges can't get the back, but Fitzpatrick's there to clean up the glass, and that's what we saw her doing so efficiently last season.
We absolutely did. She was fantastic at that. She always found the positioning under the basket, ready for those second chance points.
Swindles three, doesn't fall. Hodges. Oh dear. Bracker going for the ball. Looks like they're both okay.
Into the game, number 11,
Eva Karashaita checking back in for Manchester.
Number 15, Harris Swindle.
And Alex McIntosh in for the Gladiators.
Substitution for the Caledonia Gladiators coming to the number 26.
So a 2-point Caledonia lead.
Number 9, Hannah Robb.
And Hannah Robb heads to the bench. Robb having done a real instrumental really in that run there the last few minutes.
Yes, she really was.
Maslow, three is up and doesn't go. Hodges with the rebound, and Sierra Hodges is such an effective rebounder. She's really able to read the bounce. As Lewis takes it to the basket, Hodges is there. gets her own rebound, and is going to go to the line for 2.
It's like she was listening to you, Cass.
She was like, I'm going to show you how good I am at rebounding
Exactly.
if you keep talking about me rebounding. But Sierra Hodges making a move over from the Newcastle Eagles, 8.9 rebounds last season, along with 19.1 points per game. Having spent 2 seasons with the Eagles, she was named to the SLBW Malton Team of the Year last year and was 2nd in the league in field goal percentage. She's such a threat because she can score from anywhere. And I think we've just had a technical foul call against the Gladiators. Is it a bench technical?
I think it was.
So that will give, so a technical foul called against the Gladiators. That gives Manchester 1 shot for the technical free throw, and it is Franny Hottinger that will take it. Hottinger with 11 points so far. As the referee's just going to confirm something before we take the free throw. But it is a 3-point Caledonia lead. So Manchester will take it. Hottinger at the line. She is 7 for 8 from the free throw line so far here in the first half. And spins out.
It's always the way. You take your regular free throws and then you get a technical and you're like, well, there's all the pressure now to take that one.
You just got an extra free one.
Exactly.
So we go back to where we were before the technical foul was called, which is Sierra Hodges at the foul line and shooting 2 for Caledonia. Gets the second. It's a 4-point Caledonia lead. A swing here for the Gladiators in the second quarter. It's been a 12-5 run. Hodges picks up the steal and Manchester calls for the foul. And we'll go back to the line for the Gladiators, and that's the difficulty, isn't it, with Manchester being in foul trouble early on, and that will be the 3rd on Bracker. So that's big for Manchester.
Yeah, I think this may end up being a little bit of a game of chess for Ollie Parr, working out his rotations here. And I think as well, you know, we're going into the second half. He's going to have a think about
you know what to do, Manchester.
how we play this defence as well. Are they going to stick with the full court pressure, which, you know, is what you want to do because it helps keep momentum going, but also at the same time it risks picking up those fouls.
And Hodges gets 2 from the line. She's up to 12 points, stretches the Gladiators lead up to 6. East from the foul line, doesn't get the bounce, ball's out, going to stay with Manchester. And we've got a timeout called by head coach Ollie Parr for Manchester as he wants to talk it over with the team. So Hannah, what do you want to see from Manchester now coming out of this timeout? Caledonia have really been able to swing things 13-5 they've taken this quarter.
Yeah, and I think they've really used this momentum to their advantage. You know, they've been on the back foot for the majority of the first half, and I think for them now they've really managed to pull this forward, and I think it's been about exploiting under the basket, that offense. They've been really dominated in the half court, and I think that's exploiting the gaps within Manchester's defence and also, you know, the fouls as well. I think for Manchester, they just need to come out a little bit quicker and getting that ball in over the line quicker and moving the ball, looking for those fast breaks. They had a couple of good looks in the first quarter, and I think it's dipped off a little bit. And also their ball movement as well under the basket. They did some fantastic, some little dances under the basket with, you know, with Harriet and Bracker, and I think that's what they need to kind of really go back into as well. Really just taking the time to settle into it.
Manchester with 11 turnovers to Caledonia's 9, but Caledonia have been able to score 13 points from those 11 turnovers, which obviously going to make a big difference.
Yeah, it really is.
Mastalone threes up and down. Jenna Mastalone keeps on scoring for Manchester, leads down to a single possession, and coming out of the timeout, that's exactly what you want to see, isn't it? You've executed what the coach has drawn up.
Yeah, really. Absolutely.
Domanger for the Gladiators. Lewis. Back to Domanger. Calling for the screen. And passes too strong underneath the basket. See what they were trying to do there.
Yeah.
So it's a single possession game. Manchester with a chance to tie here on this possession. Maslow to Hottinger. East going to take it all the way to the basket. Gets the whistle. She's going to go to the foul line. And that puts Caledonia on 5 team fouls. So now both teams in the bonus for the last 2 minutes 7. And that's the second foul on Domanger. So both teams have players that have been picking up fouls.
Yeah, and like we said, you know, it's one of them. Both teams are playing really full, tough pressure defense here.
So Tiara East at the foul line. Her first season in Manchester, out of Temple University in Philadelphia. Spent 4 years there, and each season just increased her scoring averages and her assist averages, and it shows her dedication to how she wants to develop her game when you're able to do that.
Yeah.
So East cuts the lead down to 1. Domanger. Down to McIntosh, back to Domanger. Under 2 to play in the half. Long pass over to McIntosh in the corner. Doesn't drop. East. Out to Maslow. Maslow will take her time and set things up here. Puts it up from team. Too much on it. And Hodges with rebound number 9, looking at a double-double here in the first half. McIntosh to Hodges. Hodges going to the basket. Brackett playing on those 3 fouls. Hodges fading away. Hottinger comes away with it for Manchester. Final minute of the first half. Maslow trying to find some space. East. 7 seconds on the shot clock. East pulls up. Doesn't get a bounce. It's a 1-point Gladiators lead. Domanger taking it all the way in off the glass. Matilda Domanger, what a move to the basket.
What a finish.
That had no right to go in.
She was practically outside the building when she put the ball up.
What a move. Matilda Domanger, take a bow and go to the foul line. And this is exactly why the Gladiators have retained Domanger, isn't it, after last season?
Oh, absolutely.
The MVP of last year's trophy final. Having spent time in France, gets the 3-point play and takes the Gladiators up to a 4-point lead. Fairly against Lewis. Hottinger. Maslow, space, pulls the trigger, hits! You can't give her an inch of daylight. She's going to make you pay. It's a 1-point game.
We saw that. It was a perfect angle for us. Her feet, she was placed perfectly.
McIntosh from the corner, too strong, balls out of bounds. And Maslow, that's what we expect to see. Everywhere she's played since she's come out of college, she's averaging over 20 points a game. And it's just that she is a scorer. 3 seconds in the half. Hottinger to the basket. Puts Manchester on 1 to end the half. And what a finish there from Manchester, Hannah.
This is a game, Cal.
It is. This is a game. This is a Betty Codona Trophy group game. It is the first game of the season, the opening game for both teams, and teams are wanting to finish strong in the North group. The top 2 teams in the North and South will face each other in the semi-finals, and by the way that these 2 teams have come out, Hannah, they want those top spots.
They really do. You know, both teams are playing with this creative energy. They're moving the ball really well, finding these nice moves under the baskets and make sure that they're scoring and getting the ball in the paint. Yeah, it's fantastic to watch, and I'm really excited now for, I think, the rest of the season.
It's certainly setting the tone.
It really
isn't it?
is.
So if we just take a look at the leading scorers from Manchester, so 18 points from Jenna Mastalone, 18 points on 50% shooting from the field. She's hit 4 threes already. I mean, this is kind of what we expected to see from her.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you say, she's averaging 20 points a game, but, this is above her average. She's on track to really beat that average, and I think that's something that she's going to be a really dominant player for Manchester going forward.
I was going to say, when I say we expect it, I mean 18 points and a half maybe isn't expected, but we know she can put the ball in the basket. And Franny Hottinger, 13 points for her, along with 5 rebounds, doing it on both ends of the floor.
She absolutely is. She's been moving the ball and moving herself under the basket really, really well. She's got fantastic footwork, and I can't wait to see what else she's got in her back pocket.
And for the Gladiators, it's Annie Warren, again the silent assassin with 14 points, leading the way for the Gladiators.
Yeah, she's been fantastic. I've actually missed seeing her on the court from last season. She's great to watch. She's very good at moving the ball and finding the open players on her team, and also putting the ball in the basket herself as well.
And Sierra Hodges, 12 points, 9 rebounds, nearly a double-double in the first half, doing what she does best.
Absolutely. I think she's just fantastic up both ends of the court. She's such a physical presence, and that basketball IQ mixed in with that just makes her absolutely destroying under the basket. She's an absolute destroyer.
So we've got a 1-point game at half-time. Hannah and I are going to take a quick break for half-time, but keep it locked to the Super League Basketball W YouTube channel. We'll be back with you for the second half.
Super League Basketball is levelling up British hoops. This isn't just a league, it's a movement you can feel and see in the stands. From the first tip to the final buzzer, the story is written. Every drive, every shot, and every moment. Rivalries run deeper, games hit harder. One pass, one dunk, everything can shift. Legacies aren't given here, they're earned. New stories are ready, and new champions are coming. Season 2 is here. Stand tall for British basketball.
I got 99 problems, I had 100 missed calls. I could slide out with a guy late night, take time, hit the bank and I withdraw. Then man won't talk about flex, my bro hit the Rex, you know he cause a big storm. Whip till his wrist hurt, whizness, big mur. No caps to the word, do it all for my sister. She act up, now she asks why I'm distant. In this life, no niggas still figuring. I some niggas like kit like this man. I drip, hit the store and I'm dripping. Yeah, these harshes made me turn distant. She throw it back, I'm resisting. My door hit shots like piston. I don't even f with these bad low. I just get this feel in my system. Emotions I know you can't handle. Know you wrong, but you still a victim. Trick me, how you tricking? Yeah, these harshes made me turn distant. She throw it back, I'm resisting. My doors hit shots like pistons.
Welcome back into the National Basketball Performance Centre as we get ready for the second half of this Super League Codona Trophy group game between Manchester Basketball and the Caledonia Gladiators. Manchester Basketball with a 42-41 lead as we head into the third quarter. Just want to apologise to anybody if they're facing issues with the live stream. We do have some technical issues in the building. We are trying to get it sorted out as soon as possible for you, but we will upload the game in full after the game. So I know it's not quite the same as watching it live, but you still get the wonderful sounds of me and Hannah, even if you can't see the picture too well. Which is what the people want.
It is. That's what we come for, Kaz. Our podcast.
So for Manchester, we spoke just before the break, Hannah, about Jenna Mastalone leading the way with her 18 points and Annie Warren with 14 for Caledonia. And it's really been a back and forth battle, hasn't it? Manchester were up 12 earlier on. Caledonia just kept fighting, chipping their way into it, and it's just been back and forth.
It really has. And those moments of like a fast-paced basketball, they're really fast-paced, But both teams are pushing the ball up the floor and they're playing that really high-tempo defense. So it's been a really high-intensity game all out. And I think, it's about now which team's going to settle into it and is going to be able to take control of this, because I don't think neither teams have control of this game, really.
It's swinging, isn't it?
It absolutely is. So I think, this second half now is going to be about who can take control of that.
And how hard can it be sometimes? So teams have, you have your roster turnover as a player yourself. You play Division 1 as well. You come in with a fresh bunch of faces and practice, but when you get out on the court, it's quite different, isn't it?
Yeah, you can never mimic a game situation. As many drills as you can will never mimic stepping on court.
So Caledonia with the first possession, looking to go on top here. Hodges to Warren. Round to Fitzpatrick, three's up. Doesn't drop, Mastalone with the rebound. Finds Bracker, back to Mastalone. Mastalone. As Hottinger, you can see the Gladiators just clogging the paint as Hottinger gets the friendly bounce.
That was a lovely finish. She worked really hard then to get that ball off.
She's got a really solid fadeaway, it's Hottinger, that sort of one-legged fadeaway.
Yeah.
She's really able to hold herself in the air.
It's the footwork. She's got those footwork fundamentals down to absolute fine art.
So a 3-point lead for Manchester. Domanger on the baseline. Fitzpatrick. Oh, blocked by Hottinger, who's doing it on both ends of the floor today. Fairly breaks free. Hottinger out to Mastalone with a hand in her face. Chases down her own rebound though on the baseline. And Bracker will save it. Fairly, 6 seconds on the shot clock. 4 seconds. Bracker calling for it inside. Domanger just getting in the way. And that's how Caledonia plays, isn't it, Hannah? Getting in the way is not very basic, but that's what you have to do, isn't it? You put your arms in the way, you put your body in the way, just be disruptive.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just, about putting your body on the line to get those defensive stops.
Pass is too strong inside, goes back the way of Manchester.
Let's go.
And for a Caledonia team last year that were really known for their defensive identity, they were really a gritty, grind-it-out team, weren't they? And then this season they've added in the offensive scoring of Annie Warren, Tierra Hodges. That's going to work very well, it seems.
It really is, and both of those players as well that you mentioned, they played really tough, intensive defense. They're up in their faces and they're both very physical. So I think again it's just going to add even more.
As the ball goes out of bounds, Hottinger fighting underneath the hoop, just really putting it all out there on the floor, as it will be Manchester ball on the end line.
Fairly to inbound. Shot clock resets at 14 seconds.
So fresh at 14 for Manchester on the end line. Manchester needs to get the ball in here. Mastalone has it. Finds Fairley. Fairley blocked from behind by Rob. And will be called for the foul on the other end, and that will be the first team foul against Manchester. And that'll be the Third. So that's going to be an unsportsmanlike foul. That was a play off the ball. So that's the third foul unfairly. So unsportsmanlike will give Caledonia 2 shots at the line and possession. So shooting for Caledonia, it will be Hannah Robb. And Robb with 3 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists so far. Playing on those 3 fouls as she gets the first to go. And Hannah Robb, whilst we talk about her scoring out there and her steals, but she's one of those players that can really impact the game without it showing up on the box score.
Yeah, she's got that basketball like that last play there where she came up from behind. Nicolette looked wide open under the basket. It looked like a really easy put up for Nick, but Hannah Robb was there because she switched onto it, and that's what she can do. She sees 2 passes ahead every time.
So it's a 1 back game. Domanger stops on a dime, puts it in the basket, and Caledonia will go up by 1. What a play there. Domanger just wants to be on the top 10 plays of the week.
She really does. She's got that flair as well in her footwork.
East. Fine tossing her. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Into Bracker. Bracker, too strong off the glass. Gets her own rebound. Finishes on the second chance.
I think Manchester needs to make put more emphasis on that, getting that ball in the paint to Bracker.
It's been working very well for them as Domanger answers for Caledonia. She's up to 12 points and Caledonia retake the lead. East. Marcelone over to Bracker. Bracker's 3. Bounces off. East doesn't go, but East with another chance here. She works her way to the basket. The ball finds its way to Fairley's hands. And Manchester going to reset from the top. Marcelone with 5 seconds going to take it. Rolls off the rim. Unlucky for that not to drop.
Yeah, she's got a great quick step where she can get past the defender, and she had a wide open lane. All she had to do was take that next dribble after Hannah.
As Domanger continues to pour in the points for Caledonia. Mastelone. Fairley into Bracker. Bracker, turn and shoot. It's short. It's a 3-point Gladiators lead. 6:08 to play here in the third quarter. Domanger finds Hodges. Hodges gets it to drop. And a timeout called by Manchester head coach Ollie Parr. So a run here from Caledonia, Hannah. 51-46. Coming out strong in the third.
Yeah, I think, Caledonia are really making Manchester work for their points. But as it seems, that Caledonia, they're just dropping in. They've got some really good ball movement, some really good individual plays that are just kind of getting those points on the board for them. So I think Manchester maybe needs to tighten up this half-court defence.
And the Gladiators, Matilda Domanger, 14 points personal, she's got 3 assists. She really seems like she's almost putting the team on her back here.
She really is, I think as well, I saw her, shouting at Annie Warren for the ball, and it's like, it's one of them, just give it, when a player like that is on heart, you've just got to give it to her.
And for Manchester, we saw that pass inside just before to Bracker, able to finish underneath the basket. You mentioned it before, maybe that's something Manchester need to look to. And alongside Bracker, Marcelone obviously had the hot hand in the first half with those 18 points, but that's something that Caledonia will be wanting to stop in the second half, won't it? They won't want her to get to 36.
No, absolutely not.
So teams coming back out on court. It is the opening game of the Women's Super League season today. Manchester and Caledonia coming up next. Later on today, Newcastle and Nottingham. And no, that's next weekend. That's next weekend.
Oh, is it?
Coming up today, Newcastle and Sheffield. But back out on court, it's Manchester and Caledonia. 5-point lead for Caledonia. as ever, Karashaita back out on the floor, along with Harriet Swindles for Manchester. Karashaita needs some help. Fairley's there. Fairley takes it. Floater drops in. But you can see how pressured this defense is from Caledonia.
You know, Manchester, I was going to say it before, Manchester are constantly having to do handoff or screens just to even get the ball into play in the half court. And that just is a testament to the hard work that Caledonia are putting on their man-to-man defense.
As Hodges and East fighting for the ball. Hodges comes away with it. Warren lines up the three, splashes it in from outside.
Was there a question that wasn't going to go in?
we know what we expect when she gets the ball there. Warren up to 17 points personal. Manchester looking to answer here as Fairley fading away, gets it to drop. 4-point gain, Domanger to Hodges. Hodges goes inside, fouled by Bracker, and that will be Bracker's fourth. So she is likely going to have to sit for Manchester. So that changes the dynamic a little bit. Bracker obviously with the height advantage inside.
The Gladiators coming back into the game. Robin Lewis taking a seat, number 7.
It looks like she might stay on court.
Maya Bracker, 4th personal, 2nd team.
We'll see what Coach Parr decides to do. Looks like we can see Hottinger coming in. So yes, Bracker will take a seat on the bench. Hottinger
taking a seat, Bracker
at 6'1", Bracker at 6'3", so lose a little bit there, but Hottinger has shown exactly what she can do inside.
Oh, absolutely. High difference is not a question here, Kaz.
So Hodges hits the first, up to 15 points. Second's good as well.
Substitution for the Gladiators coming back into the game, number 10.
Hodges on a double-double with 12 rebounds as well. And Robin Lewis back into the game for the Gladiators. 6-point Caledonia lead. Mastelone. Karashaita. Works against Rob. Karashaita. And it's just a wall that the Gladiators are building, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hottinger under who draws the whistle. And you can see Manchester even, it's difficult to get it past the free throw line.
They are, and they're stalling at the perimeter. They're really struggling to move, create space. You know, the guards are under so much pressure to keep that ball active, keep that ball alive. You know, and again, it's a good move by Coach Handy because it's tiring them out.
So Hottinger at the line is shooting 77% so far in this game. 7 of 9 from the foul line. She's got 15 points, along with 7 rebounds and an assist. Hits the second, it's a 5-point game. Caledonia coming back on the attack. Warren. Finds McIntosh. Lewis. Lewis will set things up for the Gladiators. 6 seconds. Fitzpatrick. 3 doesn't go. And foul underneath the hoop. And that will go against McIntosh. So that's a second for Caledonia, second team foul. It was a great box out for Swindles, wasn't it?
You just took the words out of my mouth. You knew exactly what I was going to say, Kat.
Should we have a box out of the game?
Yes, please.
And we'll make a little highlight tape of the best box outs.
Please.
It's what the people want.
It is. No, it doesn't matter what the people want, it's what I want. That was a fantastic box out
brilliant
by Harriet. She got her body in there, she really created that space. A masterclass.
Swindles hands off to East. And an offensive foul called against Manchester. It's like you said, Hannah, Manchester's just having to use the handoff because there's just no space.
Yeah, you know, the Gladiators aren't giving them any room to set anything up or any time as well. So they're running that clock down and really tiring it out.
And that's the third foul on Hottinger.
We can see now Manchester set up into this 2-3 zone, which is, you know, it was going to happen at some point when you've got the foul trouble that you have.
Warren swings it baseline. Rob's there. Back to Rob. Lewis. Rob. 3. doesn't go. Fitzpatrick can't save it inside the line, so Manchester will get it back. Manchester will play Sheffield away next Sunday in the next trophy group game, and they'll be home to the Newcastle Eagles on October the 5th. As Swindles has East. East spins against Warren. East pulling off. Nothing but net. What a move there from TR East.
That was beautiful. Fantastic.
Single possession game.
That spin allowed her to create that distance and that space between her and the defender.
Warren out to Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick making it rain. Extends the Gladiators' lead to 6. It's a different jersey for Fitzpatrick, but the same result when she puts it up from behind the arc. East steps back, that's short. Lewis for the Gladiators. Rob to Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick on the baseline. Oh, Rob has space. No question about it.
Absolutely.
As Hannah Robb takes the lead up to 9 points. 2 minutes to go here in the third. Mastelone. And an offensive foul is going to be called against Hottinger, and that's going to be her 4th. So with Hottinger and Bracker on 4 fouls each, this puts Manchester in quite a difficult position, Hannah.
Like I said before, Kaz, I think this might turn into a bit of a game of chess for Ollie. Coach Ollie here, he's going to have to manage his team.
For nearly 12 minutes of play, as we see Jade Mabam back on the floor. Mabam with the Essex Rebels the last few seasons, but very familiar in Manchester, having played for the Mystics and come up through the Mystics programme. Domanger to Rob. Rob pulls the trigger and hits back-to-back threes for Hannah Robb. And that has fired up the Gladiators as they stretch the lead out into double digits. It's a 12-point lead for Caledonia, 1:37 to go. And what a swing from the Gladiators there, Hannah. A 24-11 run.
I mean, they've just really worked their magic against that zone. They've exploited it. You know, Hannah has had two fantastic perimeter shots from it, and I think that's a testament to, you know, how switched on they are, that they're able to move into that offense quickly and set it up. You know, for the first game of the season as well, for that not to be a hiccup, just to be able to switch straight into it, shows real practice in their training. So yeah, I think they've really exploited this situation that Manchester are in now with the foul trouble, and I think Manchester have got a lot of work to do now, and a lot of thinking to do as well, how they go about this next quarter.
And Manchester are a bit short today, some players unavailable. Also the same position with the Gladiators, and as you said, it's very early in the season. So what would you expect maybe to see Coach Parr go to here in the fourth? Do you maybe just try and go? I mean, you have to go small because you are small.
You have to go small, but I think as well it has to be a zone. You have to pull it out. But that means that those perimeter players, those that are on the perimeter defending the likes of Hannah Robb and Demonger, they're going to have to get out to that shot. They're going to have to put pressure on it because they will exploit it and hit those threes.
And for people that might not be as familiar, why is sometimes a zone a little bit more difficult when you go man-to-man?
So a man-to-man defense plays right up 1v1 defense. So whereas a zone is more of an area, you're marking your area and you're marking any player that comes into that area. So it means that you're stepping off individual players, but you're also creating a massive boundary within the three-point line to prevent any drives and then ultimately prevent any fouling on your side as well.
And a backcourt violation forced by the Gladiators. Again, it's just they are swarming Manchester defensively.
Backcourt violation called Caledonia Gladiators possession from the sideline. Manchester on defense.
Double-digit deficit here for Manchester. Approaching the final minute of the third quarter. Domonjel. Oh, what a pass into the corner for Lewis, who doesn't get the roll. But Domonjel, that was a fantastic pass.
It was. She really thought, like I said, you know, she's one of the players as well that she can see 2 passes ahead, just like Hannah Robb. So they're very in tune to kind of where their teammates are on the court.
But a good look from Lewis doesn't come up with any points for the Gladiators. Manchester looking to chip into this lead here. Down at 12 in the third. 1 minute to go. Hottinger going inside, runs into traffic. He's going to go back to the foul line. I think Fitzpatrick was trying to take the charge, but just wasn't quite set.
Yeah. But I think, you know, Hottinger's really good at drawing the contact. She's so tough when it comes to driving. She's got power in her dribble as well when she's going to the basket, which means that she's got that momentum on her. So, you know, any player that comes into contact with her, it's going to be a hit.
Hottinger at the foul line for 2. She's got 16 points and 8 rebounds. Gets the first one to go. And gets the second. 10-point game. Domonjel for the Gladiators. Drop. Hodges, catch and shoot. Doesn't drop. Karashaitis with the rebound. Manchester looking to put this to single digits. Hottinger. Hands up to East. East with space. Floater drops it in. And we've seen East do that a few times. She's got a really nice runner to the basket.
Yeah, she has. She saw that open lane and really took advantage of it.
8-point lead for the Gladiators. 11 seconds in the quarter. Domonjel with space. Doesn't get it to drop. 7 seconds for Manchester to put something up here. East, 4 seconds. Pulls up. Grazes the rim and it's knocked out of bounds. And good hands there from Domonjel. Might not have been what she was trying to do, but knocked the ball out as Eva Karashaitis was racing in. She could have got something up there. So an 8-point lead to end at the quarter for the Gladiators. A really, quite a dominant performance there, 24-15, but it's, people might be sick of hearing me say it, but the defense from Caledonia, it's on par.
It really is. They're just absolutely hustling. You know, I think both teams have got 8 players. When you look at the benches, both teams have. But I think it's really clear that, you know, Coach Handy has really implemented a tough full-court defense, and they're not giving an inch of life to any of the Manchester players on offense. So I think it's all about keeping that intensity for them, playing that high-tempo basketball, and that's what's going to get them some wins throughout the season.
And so Manchester, so they have Maya Bracker and Franny Hottinger both on those 4 fouls. Going into the fourth quarter, do you think we're just going to see a bit more what we saw the last of the third, or do you maybe put them on a bit earlier or sit them?
I mean, it's definitely, you have to play them individually, you can't put them on together. But I think it's probably going to be more of a zone. We're going to see more of a zone set up, just because it was working successfully for them then. They were getting some steals. You know, you've got the likes of East and Harriet Swindles that are both getting their hands in the passing lanes and stuff, and that being active in a zone can be really beneficial as well. It can get those steals for you, force those turnovers without the risk of drawing any more fouls.
And a player that I was just looking to see, so she has gone back to the bench, but James Rabat, in just 6 minutes of play, she's been a +8 so far, 3 rebounds, but she's one of those players that is very disruptive off the ball.
She really is, and I saw some fantastic movement from her on offense. She's got a really good way of bringing across that baseline cut, which shows that basketball IQ for her, and I think, yeah, she can be promising.
So teams coming back out in pot, and we will see. So we do have Hottinger and Brackett on the floor together for Manchester.
Let's go, Andy, let's go.
It is Manchester ball. Fairley. Swindles has it. Swindles to Mastalone. Mastalone going baseline. High off the glass. Bounces out. And McIntosh. Volleyball pass to Warren, who just stops, takes the time underneath the basket.
She knows she can. You know, if you've got Hottinger and Brackett both on your back, they're not going to risk anything. So you've got all the time in the world to make that shot.
And it was a great pass there from McIntosh, the young player as well. Just a really tip pass, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know, didn't even need to. She knew Warren was there. So back to a 10-point lead for the Gladiators. Swindles. Swindles scoops it up, too short. Ball's chased down, and it will go with the Gladiators.
Caledonia Gladiators possession from the baseline. Manchester on defense.
Warren leading all scorers with 19 points. Passes out to Rob. Thought about it. That would have been a good look from Rob. As Warren goes baseline. Doesn't get it to drop. Bracker's there for the rebound. Bracker with 9 rebounds for Manchester.
It's always fascinating watching two players like this now and how disciplined they can be.
As Hottinger puts it in for Manchester.
You can watch them underneath the basket now, and you know we've got a lot of hands in the air, but it's also they're still keeping that intensity.
Because you're aware, aren't you, that you are playing on those 4 fouls. And what a reverse there for the Gladiators as the lead goes back to 10. And Domanger up to 16 points. You see Eva Karashaita into the game, and Jenna Mastalone takes the seat. And Mastalone with those 18 first half points, up to 20 now, so Caledonia have done a really good job getting out to her. We knew that was likely to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach has recognised that she's been a key driving force to Manchester's offence, so she's really put the pressure on that.
Fairly travel call goes against Manchester, so it will go back with the Gladiators.
The Gladiators possession from the sideline.
Rob, good pass from Karashaita, knocks the ball out of bounds. 8:04 to play here in the 4th. Domanger, 3, spins around, doesn't go in. Manchester again looking to cut into this lead, but the ball is loose. It's picked up by Domanger. She paused that there as McIntosh gets the finish on the fast break, and it looks like Swindles is down on the floor. Got caught on that last play. So it's 71 to 59 lead for the Gladiators, and Alex McIntosh getting her first points of the game for Caledonia. The young player, having played at the Eurobasket for the under-20s this summer with GB, and had the experience last year. Obviously, the Gladiators were in Euro Cup. But how valuable is it for young players like her and the other players that are coming through the Blues programme?
Oh, you know, I think it's absolutely imperative that they get this experience, and I think it's fantastic what the Gladiators have got set up. It's a fantastic programme that gives those younger players this opportunity to, you know, put their name on the board and make a name for themselves, and also really get that experience of playing at this elite level, because the experience you're getting from this is invaluable. You know, it's one of those things that there are certain aspects to the game that you learn that you just kind of can't replicate in the junior programme.
And the pace of it as well is a completely different level.
Yeah.
So back out on the floor. Manchester with some work to do here in the fourth quarter. 7:41 to go. And they are down at 12 to the reigning Betty Codona Trophy champions, the Caledonia Gladiators. Fairly. And foul called on the floor. It's the first team foul on Caledonia.
Those are my favourite Nicolette Fairley passes.
That really low bounce.
Honestly, how she does them. Whenever she used to pass them to me like that, I used to be like, honey, you have to catch this ball. It's such a nice pass.
Is she good at pool because she can get those angles?
I must be, honestly.
Let's challenge her.
I think we should.
Number 26, Alex McIntosh.
So that's the third foul on McIntosh for the Gladiators. And East looks to get it in. Bracker has it. Bracker and fouled on the shot. Will go to the line for 2 free throws. So a chance for Manchester to cut into this, and that was the third foul on Hodges. So this could turn into a free throw shootout.
It could be.
So Maya Bracker, playing in Spain last season for Zamora, 6.8 points per game and 3.3 rebounds. And she might not be one of those players that always has 20 points, 20 rebounds, but the impact that she has on the floor and off the ball, like under the basket, is so important, isn't it?
Oh yeah, and I think as well she's got such a wealth of experience.
What a shot!
She absolutely just quieted the whole arena.
She literally did, and that's what she does so well. 19 points for Domager. And that is a 13-point lead for the Gladiators. Fairley into Hossinger, ball's loose, picked up by Rob. The Gladiators racing back down the court. 3 in the corner, bounces out for McIntosh, and it'll go out of bounds back the way of Manchester. So a substitution as Jenna Mastalone back in for Manchester, alongside Jade Mabam. Still time for Manchester to make a run here, but they're going to have to start picking up soon.
Yeah, absolutely. They can't keep chipping away. They need to kind of get some momentum now, get this game swinging in their favour.
Mastalone works on the baseline. Reverse doesn't go. Bracker's there for the rebound. Can't get it to go on the second. Ball's out. Stays Manchester basketball.
14 seconds back on the shot clock.
Fresh 14 for Manchester, and a substitution for Caledonia as Robin Lewis back on the floor. East to Bracker. Mastalone from deep, that's short.
Power in their legs, Sam. It's sometimes really hard when you're coming off a screen like that and it's a catch and shoot. To be able to get that momentum and get that power can be quite difficult.
Caledonia with the advantage here. Lewis swings it round. McIntosh into Hodges. Hodges doubled. Out to Lewis. 4 seconds. Lewis finds an open Hanno Rob. Doesn't get it to drop. But East with rebound number 7. Hossinger racing down the court. Drops the ball in the basket. She has 22.
That was a great look. Manchester have had quite a few opportunities there where we've been running the floor and the Gladiators haven't been switched on.
As the Gladiators adding another 2 behind Annie Warren, and they just have an answer for everything that Manchester are throwing at them. Warren up to 21 points personal. East. Hodges knocks the ball away. And clock is reset, but Manchester need to get it over the line. So the possession reset. I think Caledonia were thinking it was a backcourt. Mastalone sidesteps, threes up, too short. Warren going to go all the way to the basket. Basket's good, and she's going to go to the foul line. And Annie Warren's just putting on a show for her former team. Oh, yes, so that is on East. That is foul number 3 on Tiara East for Manchester.
Sorry, Kaz, I'm still just blown away by the fact that that went in. That was fantastic.
It was down here. I mean, we're not visual, are we? But it was down here at the floor. It was up and in.
I can't. At what point did she tip it in? I didn't see.
As Warren completes the 3-point play, 24 points leading all scorers. Just under 5 minutes to play. Hottinger. And fouls on the floor. That goes against Robin Lewis. That's her first, and that's her third team foul on Caledonia. So Manchester will take it from the sideline. Stallone finds East. East using the screen from Bracker. Pulls up from the foul line. Not that time, Bracker with another rebound back out to East. 8 seconds into Bracker. And a blocking foul goes against Caledonia. So Bracker will be shooting 2. And that's you can see the roll that Bracker gets to the basket.
She's really honed in on that, where she's able to roll, create that space, block a defender, and create that open lane forward to the basket.
And you can see it because she's calling for it with that. She's got her hands high in the air and she's just got that slight advantage to pull it down. So first is good for Bracker. She's got 10 rebounds along with 7 points. Second's good as well. Puts the lead down to 14. Just under 5 to play. Rob going inside. And the box out there from Maura Fitzpatrick just sealing off Bracker, so not able to get out to her.
But that's what Maura does. She's great at creating those team plays like that, giving her teammate the space to take that shot.
And that's not something that's going to show up on the stat sheet for Fitzpatrick, is it?
No, it isn't.
Marcelone calling for it in the corner. Goes baseline, up and in. Basket is good, and a chance for a 3-point play here from Marcelone. That'll be the third foul on Fitzpatrick as Maban takes the seat and Karashaita back into the game for Manchester.
Mastalone up to 20 in the game.
So Mastalone at the foul line. Hits. She's up to 21 points along with 3 rebounds and 2 assists. And Manchester got a run in them here. Down 13. Rob finds space to the basket. Runs into Bracker. Warren. And shot is good! Annie Warren.
I've missed Annie Warren.
I know. She's so fun to watch play. She's up to 27 points. Mastalone looks to answer, can't get it to drop. Warren with the rebound because she's doing it all out there on the floor. Gonna take it to the basket. 29 points for Annie Warren. And puts the Gladiators up 18. She's on a mission.
She really is.
Karashaita to East. Hottinger fading away. Not that time. Lewis able to reset here for the Gladiators. Caledonia have time on their side. As Rob finds Warren. Hodges drops it in. That's a tough shot over Bracker.
With a hand in the face as well.
And a 20-point lead here for the Gladiators. This second half is they've really turned things around.
They have. They've taken control. They've really settled into it. And they've been able to really pull off some of their offensive plays as well.
Basket's good, and a chance at the foul line here
Tiara East with a 2 pointer.
for East, and that's foul number 4 on Annie Warren for Caledonia.
Caledonia already into the bonus.
So a shot to come for Tiara East.
Tiara East down the strike, 1 free throw incoming.
Who's named to the AAC All-Conference first team in our last season at Temple. Gets the free throw to go. Leads down to 17.
Substitution from Manchester Basketball.
East has 11, along with 7 rebounds and 4 assists.
East, substitution for the Gladiators going back into the game. Number
We'll see
19,
Ella Dotsey
taking a seat, number 10.
in for the Gladiators. I think Annie Warren's looking at a 30-piece.
She's got plenty of time.
Rob, round to Lewis. Doherty, back out to Lewis. Hodges, three's up and down. And Hodges now up to 21. Caledonia scoring at will here in the 4th quarter. And foul will go against Doherty and Caledonia, so that will put Codona at the foul line.
Caledonia into the bonus, so it'll be 2 free
Codona
throws.
with 22 points, 9 rebounds and 3 assists, playing in her first season for Manchester. We've got to give a shout out to Franny Hottinger's-Gran, who relentlessly watches all of her games. Massive supporter of her, as you would be, but big shout out to Franny's Gran. As Hottinger goes, gets the second one to drop. Warren. From deep. Off the back iron. Massalone has it. Massalone in the corner. Hottinger's there. Good defense from Hodges. Just making it really difficult to get the ball up. Warren into the corner. Back to Warren. Oh, what a pass inside. As Rob has it in the corner, 3 bounces out but gets her own rebound, and that's something that the Gladiators have done very well. The offensive rebounds, those second chances, not so much in the first quarter, but they really turned it around and they've been able to get those extra looks.
Yeah, and you can see, Manchester are tired now. They've got tired legs, and I think they're just exploiting every second of that.
As Branca drops it in. And she has a double, 10 points and 11 rebounds. We've got a timeout call. Final minute of the game, so just a bit far out of reach for Manchester, Hannah, but a very high-scoring game from both teams.
Yeah, I think, and that's it demonstrates how fast-paced this game has been. How both teams are really running up the floor, getting some quick points in, getting those threes in, so...
Ball stolen by Branca. Hottinger to Karashaita, back to Hottinger. Massalone going to the basket, up and in. Massalone up to 23 points. Final 20 seconds of the game. Warren round to Lewis, back to Warren. Warren runs into traffic, and that'll be a travel call. Great stance there from Braxton. You can see it just standing her ground. Timeout is called, and it will be Manchester ball with 10.6 on the clock, so a 14-point lead for the Gladiators. They're looking at their first win in the trophy group stages, and they will be playing Nottingham on October the 5th. That will be their next game, and Manchester will play Sheffield away on the 28th before coming back at home against Newcastle on the 5th. So a really great start here for the Gladiators.
Absolutely, I think they've been fantastic. It's really positive to see kind of what they've got implemented. I think this defence is going to be a shocker. So quite a few teams, and I think if they can keep that momentum going throughout the season, they're in the running for one of them top spots.
And like we said last season, they were that really gritty defensive team that would grind you down. And didn't have, they scored and they won, but they didn't have maybe the highest scoring games. But with the addition of players like Annie Warren, Tierra Hodges, they've got both.
They do, absolutely. I mean, Annie Warren on 29 points in the first game of the season, I think really shows probably what their mission is and what they're planning to do with the team going forward.
I mean, she nearly doubled her average from last season, so her 15.6 points per game. And if she did go under the radar at all last season, she certainly will not be with performances like this last season. So 10.6 seconds. Manchester have drawn something up here, and this is a really good chance here for Coach Parr to practice some late game situation scenarios.
Yeah.
So ball is into Mastelot. Mastelot with 5 seconds. Swindles has it outside, and that will do it. A 91-77 win for the Gladiators in their Codona Trophy title defence in their first game of the season. A big win for them, short-handed today, as Manchester were going to be very, very happy with what they've put out on the floor. And for Manchester, some work to do going into the next game, but they are, as we said, both teams a little bit short-handed. But yeah, a good start for Caledonia, also a good start for Manchester, but with some work to areas to work on.
Definitely, I think both teams today really came out and kind of put it all on the floor. They've obviously clearly been working a lot for the last month or so, and this is a great way to settle into to the season. And both teams put effort in. Manchester, I think, a little bit more tired than Caledonia looking right now. So I think for them it's probably just a bit more now about finding the legs again and really kind of upping the ante now in practice. Now they know what is expected of them. But I think it's been a really promising game from both teams.
As I said, a high-scoring game, and we should also pick our Culture Box player of the game for today. I mean, we look at, for Manchester, some very, very strong performances. Franny Hottinger, 24 points, 9 rebounds and 3 assists. Jenna Mastelot, 23 points, 4 rebounds and 2 assists. Maya Bracco with 10 points, 11 rebounds and double-double for her.
So I think for me, this is a difficult one. I think for me it's going to be Franny Hottinger. I think she's just been fantastic. She's got those points on the board. She got into a little bit of foul trouble in the first half, but the second half played a full 20 minutes without. Was it full 20 minutes?
Yeah, yeah.
Full?
Pretty much.
Wasn't it? Yeah. Almost didn't pick up another foul, so I think she was fantastic, and I think her presence inside the paint defensively as well was a real struggle for Caledonia. So yes, for me, it's Franny.
Franny Hottinger is our Culture Box player of the game. Big thank you to Culture Box. And Franny also drawing 9 fouls, so got to the foul line 15 times. Now that's something that's going to cause teams problems.
It really is.
And for the Caledonia Gladiators, a huge 29 points from Annie Warren, shooting 68%, 87% from the 2-point range, hit 4 threes, had 2 rebounds and 3 assists. Thoughts on that performance?
I mean, what a performance for your first game into the season. I think she's just an absolute pocket rocket. She just runs the floor and has so much energy, and I think is somebody that can be relied upon on the team. You know she's there, you know she's on fire, so you're comfortable and confident giving her the ball.
And alongside her, Tierra Hodges in her debut for the Gladiators, moving on from the Eagles, 21 points, 13 rebounds, a huge double-double for her. And Matilda Domonde, 19 points, really led that charge in the third, didn't she?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that'll do it from us here at the National Basketball Performance Centre. A 91-77 win for the Gladiators over Manchester Basketball. Hannah and I will be back on October the 5th as Manchester take on the Newcastle Eagles in their next trophy game at home. Manchester will be away to Sheffield next weekend, and the Gladiators are at home against Nottingham October the 5th. So a big thank you from myself, Caroline Bullock, and from Hannah Olsey. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.